How y'all doing tonight? Been an interesting year for me. This is craziness. Hit 40 this year. 40's old. I used to define old as the day that you could date somebody half your age legally. But this being Texas, that varies by county and whether or not she's related to you. I changed my definition of old as the day that you could cut yourself shaving your nose. Sucks being old because you can't drive a cool car. You can drive a Porsche, Mercedes, Jaguar, doesn't matter. If you're 40, it's not cool, it's just creepy. You might as well just get the silk shirt and a mullet to go with it. I drive a minivan. I love my minivan. There's like many reasons. First off, it's got this theft deterrent system, greatest theft deterrent system ever invented. It's called being a minivan. Yeah, nobody ever steals a minivan unless they want like Barney DVDs or something like that. Apparently, the number one stolen car here in Austin is Honda passenger vehicles. So I'm thinking we have a lot of short tree huggers stealing cars. But that would be profiling, and that's wrong. Another great thing about my minivan is if I were ever stranded in the middle of nowhere, I'd have at least 3 to 4 days sustenance between French fries and Cheerios in the backseat. You always see these CSI shows where they get a car and they shake out the floor mat and they get like an eyelash. I'm like, you shake out my floor mat, you're getting a Happy Meal. I can see the synopsis now. Horatio Kane taking off his glasses like the 50th time. Well, apparently Barney vomited when Barbie lost her head. And then Winnie the Pooh wet himself upon arrival of law enforcement. And strangely enough, this all took place over 5 years' time in a Cheerios factory. Greatest thing about my minivan is it's got this GPS system. This thing's great, man. It knows where I'm going almost before I get in it. It's got this sweet, sexy voice. It's like, turn left here. I'm like, oh yeah, I can get used to this. It's like intuitive. There's a shortcut through this parking lot. I'm like, wow, that saved me 5 minutes. And then it starts raining. Turn on your wipers. This is great. And then one day I burped and it said, excuse you. And I realized I don't have GPS. It's just my wife in the passenger seat. Took me 5 years to figure out why every time I'd go to Home Depot, I'd end up at Hobby Lobby. Technology, it's incredible, right? It's like really convenient. I'm walking around in the grocery store. I got my 1-year-old son, and he's crying up and down the aisles. I can't figure it out. This lady's like, hey, they got a baby changing station in the bathroom. I'm like, that's genius. That's exactly what I need when I need it. So I take him in there. It's a little plastic thing, folds down, got a Velcro strap, slam it shut. Same baby came out. He was a little bit bluer, so I guess that works. Technology's crazy. You see these Bluetooth devices. You got the people at the grocery store. I'm walking to the grocery store. Lady's got a can of peas, and she's like, I don't care what you say. I ain't coming over later. I ain't your property. I'm like, lady, it's just a can of peas. Relax. So, and I had this incident in the airport where I was walking down the gangway, and the guy's like, hey, long time no see. And I ran up and hugged him. 2 hours in the cavity search later, I finally got out of there. I ended up buying one anyway because I realized this is optimal for like telling off your boss. I was thinking, you're the biggest idiot ever. And as soon as he starts giving you a dirty look, like, sorry, I'm on the phone. I discovered this by accident because I was in my office talking to my wife on the phone, and my boss came walking in right about the time, and I was like, you know, you looked really sexy in that red teddy last week. And he blushed and ran out. And I got a promotion. It was freaking awesome. Been married 16 years. Got that wrong earlier. It's like a record. It's crazy. The key is communication and learning. So I read this book recently. It's a Guy's Guide to Understanding Women. And it was like the shortest book ever because it was written by a woman. It was like, she's right, you're wrong, get over it. I was like, thanks. Oh, it did have some key elements in there, like communicating, like listening to her, making eye contact once in a while is important, acknowledging what she's saying, and the part that I have the most trouble with, staying in the same room while she's talking. So, really, I love technology, so my wife and we communicate primarily through text messaging. A lot of people would frown on this, but anybody that knows me would know that it's a good idea that I get to see what I'm going to say before I actually say it to my wife. The problem is that this filter's like broken because I'm still the idiot reading it. And, like, no, the dress doesn't make you look fat. And there should be, like, you know, Microsoft has a spell checker. grammar checker, no doghouse checker. There used to be like a pop-up window that says, hey, you're going to sleep on the couch for 5 weeks, you freaking idiot. And just, well, let me change that up. So I don't know if anybody here has ever been in trouble over a typo before, but I was out of town, and I sent my wife this text message, and I thought I was being sweet and sexy, and I said, I really wish you were here, and I forgot the last E. Yeah, it was like 5 days before she was texting me again. I had to walk across the room and ask her what was wrong. Awkward. Jeez. All right, people, that's all I got. I'm off the stage. Thank you very much.